I felt very compelled to call a friend, a sister that I had not seen in probably 10 years. And what sparked me was to call you because we came together over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I know it was through our dedication to diversity, and today they would call it diversity and inclusion and equality, right? And Bonnie came to me when we were both in a place of myself being an Arab American and Muslim, and Bonnie being a Jewish American. But today, I really wanted to see you because of what's happened in Orlando and the shootings. And I also wanted to say, as an American, as a Southerner, and as a Muslim, I'm particularly pained by the details of the attacks that was at a gay bar or gay center of gathering. And I feel that the wave of Islamophobia is completely overshadowing the homophobia. And knowing that you are gay,
Right.
and also that you are a reverend,
Right.
an interfaith reverend.
Right.
So I'd love, Bonnie, just for you to say a little bit about yourself, but also what you would like to ask of me, not just as your beautiful position as an interfaith minister, but also just as someone who has always been searching and looking for love to break the cycle of hate.
Right. Oh, my sister Luby, thank you so much for having me here. And certainly it's heartbreaking what happened yesterday, and I heard about it in the morning, and then going to chapel yesterday morning, and taking time to send our love and our prayers to the victims, and also to the family of the perpetrator as well, because it's horrible any way you shape it. And the fact that it was at a gay nightclub, and yes, it is sort of being brushed over, but one of the things about it being at a gay nightclub is that was a safe space. That was a place where members of the LGBT community could come and not have to put on a mask of any kind. They could be fully authentic, fully who they were. And the fact that was invaded really, I think, made the whole situation worse. Plus the fact that June is GLBT Pride Month also made it harder for us. With DC just had their Pride Festival yesterday, and it's a time where 4 or 5 blocks in DC are cordoned off, and there are musicians and booths and all that, and it was sort of somber yesterday. It's nice to be out and to still see everybody and to feel the freedom, and at the same time it's hard to be celebratory when such tragedy has occurred in our community. And the first thing that I wrote on my Facebook was, it doesn't matter that the perpetrator was a Muslim. It could have been a Christian. That's not the point of it. The point is 50 innocent lives were lost. And that the gay and lesbian community was specifically targeted. Yeah, for that. And the fact that there are still it's a federal hate crime, but there are still many states that don't put sexual orientation in as a hate crime, and that still the majority of states don't have discrimination protections for LGBT people. So it just showed, particularly the neglect to really focus on that this community was targeted, just really exacerbates the sense of otherness and the sense of being second class in a way. And I think focusing on that the perpetrator was Muslim is the thing that will get the most reaction from folks, the most fear. And in my belief system, the opposite of love is not hate, but it's fear. And so that we can choose to respond out of love, or we can choose to react out of fear. And that's why there's so much energy going into stirring the pot in Islamophobia, because that's the fear, and that's what people are spending their energy on, instead of coming together as one.
So, Bonnie, I want to say to you that I will pledge again that I will not accept to hear or to witness anything that is homophobic, but dehumanizing. And I want you to also know that as a Muslim, as an American, I'm just so pained of prejudice and for me hate and dehumanization that also can put you at risk.
Absolutely.
And put your partner, your beloved, at risk. And I know, I don't need to ask it, that you also will never allow someone to say something about Muslims in any degree.
I used to have this button that said, "No one is free when any of us are oppressed." And it's up to us to connect the dots and to know that, particularly now in this politics of separation, we can't buy into it. That all of us deserve dignity and to be part of the American fabric, which is what has made this country so special.
Yes. And I would like to close with the story, of course, confidentiality, about this one couple in the month of Ramadan. Bonnie shared with me had come to you. If you could say a little bit about that.
I got a call Saturday from a couple who wanted to get married, and I just asked them 2 questions to make sure that they were going by the laws of the county, and they were, and they came to me, and they first asked me, "Is there going to be God in this ceremony?" And I said, "No, I hadn't planned on it. I was just going to talk about love and the essence of love as you move forward in a marriage together." And then at the end of the ceremony, when I said, "You may now kiss the bride," the groom hesitated a little bit and then gave her a little peck on the forehead. And then I was curious about that. He said, "It's Ramadan and we're both Muslim, and so we refrain from doing that during the holiday." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, well, I'm honored, and thank you for sharing that with me and educating me on that little bit." Love is love. Love is love.
Love is love, and I love Bonnie Berger.
And I love Lou B. And we are each other's fan club.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Bonnie. Thank you. All right, beautiful.
Yay.
And we get the kids in the background too.
Okay, that just shows the humanness of it all.
So, I haven't offered you anything.